I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to stop you. It looks like you're muted on the stream. Yeah,
Son of a
that's
bitch.
that's
Son
what
of
chat
a
is saying.
bitch.
Pretend that
just
it didn't happen.
for the YouTube
All
edit
right,
right
hold
here,
on.
we're just gonna go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Jam Sessions, the live music-centric talk show that brings you, the fans and viewers, the people behind the music. If you're watching the live recording on
Yes.
Twitch, please note that alerts will be muted, but will still show up and be acknowledged at the earliest opportunity. If you're watching this on YouTube via the Box Network, please like, share, and subscribe to the Box Network, the new talk show network covering comic, horror, anime, and music news. An easy way to show your love and support is to make that YouTube algorithm happy. Now, tonight, we have a guest that, in my opinion, needs no introduction at all, but I'm going to do it anyway. This modern Renaissance man can be found everywhere, whether you look on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, you name it. You got bands like Makari, Monuments, Wander. It's Andy Cizek.
What's up? Thank you for
What's
having
going
me.
on, man?
Good to be here. Not much, man. Just waiting for tour to start. I've got a tour coming up in a little more than a week, so I'm anxious to get out there on the road. What's going on with you?
Well, with me, work is beating my butt, so I look forward to moments like this where I can just kind of just let everything, leave it at the door, and just hang out. Just hang out for a little bit.
Well, I'm stoked, man.
We got some new people here in chat. Dean Wilson Music, welcome. We got Taka. I'm just gonna call you Taka. Welcome. We also got Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh man, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. So we are going to have a fun little show here today, where we kind of take a deep dive into who is Andy Cizek. We're going to figure out where he came from, where his musical ambitions came from. Starting with our musical beginnings, an intro to music. What was the first artist or band, or first few artists or bands that really got you started into the realm of music?
When I was growing up, it was a lot of classic rock, Led Zeppelin and Rush, which I always talk about being like the first few bands that I heard. But I think when I got into rock, it was like Green Day, and My Chemical Romance, and Good Charlotte, bands like that. Eventually that evolved into, I'm trying to think, like Hoobastank. I used to listen to a lot of Hoobastank as a kid. They had that one song, Crawling in the Dark. I love that song. And then it was like Breaking Benjamin, Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu, The Devil Wears Prada, Parkway Drive, etc., until I descended into the depths of metalcore and never returned. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I feel that. It definitely started very light for me as well, and just kind of just trickled down from there.
Yeah. It's a very common story, I'd say, for metalheads like us.
Yeah, I still struggle with getting into bands like Lorna Shore and stuff like that. I still struggle with that a bit, but I mean, I feel like that
you got to be in like
eventually
the ultimate heavy mood. You have to really just want violence, and then you'll
just one day just wake up and just choose violence
where you'll need it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, it doesn't get heavier than that. It really doesn't get heavier than
it really
Lorna
doesn't.
Shore. Yeah.
I remember like a whole bunch of people talk about that new song that they put out, and I still hadn't listened to it, and I just decided, one day, I'm driving home from the grocery store with my wife and my daughter in the backseat. I'm like, let me just check this.
Oh wow.
So my daughter,
I definitely think.
So she's 5 years old, right? She's already headbanging to "Bring Me the Horizon" and like "I Prevail."
Oh, okay.
Like she's singing along to that shit too. Like "Bow Down."
I was gonna say, I
she
definitely
gets
think that's an interesting choice. Oh, fucking bow down! Your child is nice.
We do teach her that whenever she hears bad words, we have taught her that is creative expression. Okay, you're not gonna go around just using that willy nilly. Okay, so
good. That's better. My parents would just like turn the volume down every time a customer was like, nope, you can't hear it. Like, I know what he says.
Yeah, luckily for the longest time, for Teardrops by Bring Me the Horizon, we were able to, the way he says the F word in that song, we were able to convince her that he says far. So she just sings it that way, and then finally they came out with a censored version. So we're like, we'll just play that one.
Perfect. Small miracles.
So we got the beginnings. We got the musical beginnings there. So now we're getting into school time. We got the school dance bangers. What were a couple of songs at the school dance that you're like, all right, I got this, guys. I'm about to, get the hammer dance going. Let's.
Oh yeah. Okay. This question, honestly, bro, like someone like me, I was just a wallflower. I didn't get up and dance for any song. I was just like, I can't do it. Snotting out my nose and crying internally. But if I did have more charisma as a young middle schooler at the dance, Helena by MCR, I remember being played at our 8th grade formal, and I was, in my mind, I was rocking out. But no, I had a very awkward slow dance with my date to something really bad, probably like a John Mayer song. Not that John Mayer is bad, but some of the hits, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the radio favorites were
Soldier Boy. That's another one. So MCR, Helena, or Crank That, Soldier Boy, final answers.
I was actually surprised growing up. So I grew up in Waldorf, Maryland, where kind of like Good Charlotte came out of there. And I was actually surprised they never played any of that. I'm like, y'all are messing up right now. But what they did play was "Thanks for the Memories" by Fall Out Boy.
Oh, they really?
And that one, because I was the same way.
We got Dance. Yeah. Okay, we got Dance at our dance. So you're right. There was a little bit of Fall Out Boy. There's a little bit of emo in our middle school dances, wasn't there?
Yeah, because I was very similar too. I was definitely a wallflower. But then when that song came up,
I was too shy.
My friends that were a little bit more rambunctious, they were like, "Come on!" I was like, "All right, fine, fuck it." And so we're like in the mix. We're like three person deep, just jumping, singing along to the song.
Dude, I was the only one. I was the only one that wouldn't, because I was just so scared. I was like, "Yo, I don't." Stupid.
Well, whereabouts did you grow up?
I couldn't do it. The girls were watching. Sorry, you said where did I what?
Oh, whereabouts did you grow up?
Frederick, Maryland.
Oh, okay, so you're also Maryland. Okay.
But yeah. I thought you might have known that, but yeah, I've lived in Maryland most of my life. Besides living in Florida for a while. But yes, Frederick is a great town.
It is. Definitely better than Waldorf. Pretty much anything's better than Waldorf these days.
I mean, it's okay.
I went there. I went back there to visit my family. Probably 3 weeks now at this point, and it has not changed. It's only gotten It's only gotten
interesting.
Worse. Yeah.
It's funny, when I came back from Florida, I felt like a lot of stuff had changed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Trees were chopped down and schools were built that weren't there before. It's fast. It happens really fast. But Frederick's a pretty crowded area now. I think a lot of people are just moving here.
Yeah, a lot of people are moving in. One thing that I will say has changed is a lot more restaurants.
Oh yeah.
Which actually brings me to my first. This is one thing I didn't prep you for. I'm gonna have a series of random mystery questions to this. So, restaurants. Right. What is your number one favorite restaurant? I'm not talking fast food. I'm talking talking about like you got the night out. You got some money in your pocket.
God.
Where are you going? What you getting?
I don't really know. I never think about this sort of thing. I'm so used to eating poorly. I love Mexican food though. Okay. And there's a place in downtown Frederick called Cizek. I think that's how you say it. And I really like it. They have the best chips and salsa. Enchiladas are great, and I'd give it an 11 out of 10 experience.
There we go.
It can't be that bougie though, because like I don't think I've ever really been to like a super high class restaurant, but Cizek Mexican food, that's my shit. Shout out to downtown Frederick.
There we go. Yeah, that's definitely my dig too. I love Mexican food.
Oh yeah,
That's like the one thing for
I like
me where it's just like,
spicy and
hell yes. The spicier the better,
yeah, I
in
love
my
spicy
opinion.
foods and jalapenos and yeah, I don't know. It's usually my go-to. I love all types of food, but uh I think Mexican food is probably my favorite genre of food. Besides like a classic pepperoni pizza, which is like it's so basic, but it's my favorite thing. I can't live
Yeah.
without it.
Yeah, you can't not have pepperoni pizza in your life. Moving on, let's see here. We got our favorite movie or video game soundtrack. I added potentially a video game soundtrack because I saw Majora's Mask right there.
Sure.
So I thought
Yeah,
maybe gaming, you might pull something better from that rather than movies.
Honestly, you're right because I can't think of my favorite movie soundtrack. Like by default, I'll say Spider-Man 2, like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Nah.
I thought I had a really kick-ass soundtrack. And then for games, maybe Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
I love the music in Final Fantasy X. Just so sick. All of the songs, rad.
I love that.
Ice Syndicate said Doom 2016, which is also a good choice.
That was also a good one, yeah.
But
I'm trying to remember who was the composer for Doom, because I'm pretty sure the last
Mick Gordon.
Yeah, it was Mick Gordon, right?
Right.
Because the last Bring Me the Horizon
most
album, they worked with him for some of the sound effects and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Let's see here. All right, moving on. We got Ruined Music. Do you have any songs? Now, this is a weird one for a lot of people because a lot of people like, I love music. I would never like hate on a song and stuff like that. But what is something that got kind of annoying to you after a while? Like you liked it at first, but then it started getting overplayed or people started hyping it up way too much. Like, do you have any songs like that?
Yeah. I don't really know if I can name a specific song that I went from loving to hating. Generally, it's like I tolerate it and then it starts to get annoying. But I will say certain trends in music have become stale to me, like bass drops in metalcore or whatever. Like at the beginning of a breakdown, like a big like 808 drop. When that started getting popularized by like Joey Sturgis and Cameron Mizell, like I was like, I love it. It's so cool. It makes everything heavier. It's fucking sick. Bass drop everything. And then after a while, like, now everything has a bass drop always at every fucking like heavy part, and it makes it so that nothing is like accentuated because everything's accentuated. So I got sort of bored of stuff like that. Not saying that there isn't still a good place for it, but you have to be sparing. You have to use them sparingly.
Yeah.
So
I feel the same.
Those started to get a little annoying for me, but they're still sick.
Yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned Joey Sturgis because I remember when Joey Sturgis released his like 808 for like free to use. I downloaded that onto an SD card and I had an old Korg K-Oscillator Pro. And I put the SD card in. I hooked it up to my friend's sound system, which was actually rigged throughout his entire house. And we're just like listening to music and stuff like that. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I hit it, and literally the whole house shook. All the cabinets in the kitchen, the doors flew open.
I'm surprised you didn't like blow out the speakers. Holy fuck!
It was a pretty good sound system too. Like it was insane.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. God, I miss those days.
I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there to hear that.
Oh yeah, over in Frederick, Maryland, you have been just a quick little drive away, huh?
Yeah.
A quick 2.5 hours.
Maryland's it's not that big, but it's deceptive.
Yeah. All right. Under the influence, what artist or band influenced your choice to pursue this style of music? Which this is going to be a fun one to me. Considering your broad spectrum of music that you do, going from like Macari to like Monuments.
Yeah. So like, I can never name one, but Dance Gavin Dance was really, really influential on me for getting into like the ambient and the post-hardcore math rock type vibes. So like
Mm-hmm.
Makari, I guess I would consider, especially more at the beginning. Um, that's how I got into that sort of music. And then if we're talking about like prog metal, I'd say Periphery was the band
Okay.
that initially made me want to like get into prog music and sing in a band like that. And then uh I gotta name the Devil Wears Prada for
Yeah.
metalcore, for like Termina and stuff. Because they were the first, I besides Atreyu, I think, um, the first band that did that back and forth screaming to clean vocal soaring ambient parts, back and forth, and I loved it. And I was like, I can't get enough. I have to be in a band like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely Prada as well.
I love that. I love that. That's we. The more we talk about this is like, I could have sworn like if we were in the same high school, we probably would have hung out at some point. Like, that's one of those
Yeah,
things.
sure. If I was fucking brave enough to introduce myself, hey, then
So
maybe. Dude, I
you
was
were
always
super
like
shy?
walking through the halls, just like, oh fuck yeah, dude. I was so shy. Yeah, I was that kid that was just like uber quiet, like listening to like heavy music or whatever, like through the halls, like they don't know, they don't realize like how dark I really am. Um, I
So you're the
mean,
main character
kind of, but
in your favorite anime.
I was
That's what I
just
see.
dorky and shy and bad at expressing myself. Pretty much before I started getting into music, before I started to perform. Once I was able to do that and sing and come out of my shell, I think the confidence followed. But yeah, before that, I was just the silent and shy, strange boy. I suppose in certain ways, I still am.
I can level with that. I feel that. You could ask
Yeah,
my
maybe
wife
not as
actually.
silent, but
You could ask my wife too. I'm definitely weird. I'm definitely.
yeah.
But
Well, I think that comes with being in this genre is
yeah,
you have weirdness. You
yeah.
just have some
You kind of have
weirdness
to
to you.
embrace the weirdness. I
Yeah.
do want to ask. So what kind of gave you the I guess the motivation to start your YouTube channel? Because I remember watching a lot of your like
Yeah.
tutorials and stuff.
Sure. That was because I was like trying to make it in local bands all the time as a young teen and failing
Hmm.
because I sucked. We sucked. And it was just hard. It was really hard to find like capable musicians that wanted to like do what I wanted to do, like similar interests. So I thought, um, if if I can't rely on other people in my town, I'll try to do it myself. So I like got, a pod for guitar and Superior Drummer and Logic Express and just started to learn production. And I had already been making YouTube videos where I was just like playing acoustic songs, but
Hmm.
you know, I don't think I took it seriously until I started getting into production, and I just wanted to get my name out there as much as I could and make it so I could demonstrate my artistic value or whatever you want to call it in a way that other people with similar interests would be potentially exposed to it, and then I could work with said people, um, and join some sick bands. I mean, that was the ultimate goal, was to find some sick musicians and join sick bands and tour and play. Like that was always the dream. So YouTube was like my stepping stone to being on tour,
Okay.
basically.
And do you think that kind of trickled into you having so many projects now?
Definitely, because like I talk about this a lot. All the covers that I've done have pushed me vocally, and just each thing I learned something from each cover. So that has given me like new skills that I can apply to different genres, and thus being able to join several different styles of bands, and just having learned, picked up different skill sets. Uh, I don't know. Every cover felt like a little mission that was going on. And,
Yeah.
there would be a good lesson each time. So yeah, that all contributed the joining of bands.
Yeah, I've always wondered because so I guess I'm the similar way with when it comes to content creation. I have my hands in a lot of pots, and I've always been drawn to people like you, where it almost seems as if you can't get enough. You want to do this, but then also you want to do this, you want to do this, and you're gonna stop at nothing to pursue that. And I absolutely love that.
I don't like to say no to things if they're good opportunities. I really want to do as much as I possibly can, even though I feel a bit spread thin at times. I also feel like if I have this opportunity, then why not take it? It would be like a disservice to myself, I think. That being said, I'm only human, but yeah, I want to create as much cool shit as I possibly can.
Now, another mystery question. So we had the COVID-19 pandemic that hit us in 2020, and it's still plaguing us to this day. But in the height of the pandemic, when everyone was locked in and we couldn't do anything, how did it affect you both personally and professionally? What came of it, and what are some things that you may have learned from it?
Yeah, definitely the whole all tours being indefinitely canceled thing was uh affected me a lot because I was touring right up until it happened, right up until everything locked down, and so my whole life sort of in a way felt like it was paused. Um and that sucks, obviously, but
Yeah.
more than that, the health of many of my loved ones has been adversely affected, and that really is awful to see, especially like um aunts and uncles, parents or friends' parents, and just in general, people that are more susceptible to it. That really sucks to see how badly others have been affected, and just the whole world obviously had to switch it up. But being a traveling touring musician, we got it pretty rough, and it's good to see stuff is just now opening up. But man, it was almost like 2 years of basically nothing.
Yeah.
And I definitely I get a lot out of being able to perform on stage, and that's like my best way of expressing myself and feeling like I can be myself and turn it into a positive thing. So not having that for well over a year has definitely made me more anxious and I guess angry too. I don't have any word to put these negative emotions where I'd usually just scream it out at a show. So I've felt the sting of that, and I can't wait to get back out there. That's a very selfish thing to complain about in the grand scheme of things, but it is my livelihood after all.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to just be playing and touring, and I miss it a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's kind of weird to vocalize that to other people who don't necessarily understand, but this is in all intents and purposes your job, right? It's just like, if one day, someone who worked at like a contracting company and they couldn't go to work because of the pandemic, it's the same thing. The only difference is you're out on stage, you're singing, you're performing, but that's still your job, and that's what's being affected there. And a lot of people don't fail to see it that way. But for right now, we got a little lightning round. I got 5 questions of this or that. This or that. You got to pick one.
Hell
you don't have a lot of time to pick. All right.
Nervous.
Now the first one, I actually have to completely come up with a different one because you kind of already answered that earlier. It was originally going to be Italian food or Mexican food, but I think we got the answer to that one. So at this time, I will also ask chat if you have any questions for Andy tonight. Go ahead and fill up the chat box right now, and we will get to that right after this. So right off the bat, coffee or energy drink? Tick tock, tick tock.
Energy drink.
Tock. Boom. What kind?
Monster, 0 calories. Usually the one I go for.
There you go. I got hooked on those in Ice Jam in Baltimore. Batman or Iron Man?
Ice Jam.
Tick tock,
Batman, I guess. Even though I like Marvel better.
Ooh, you're a Marvel guy. Let's go.
Yeah,
all right.
I am.
Goku or Saitama? Tick tock, tick tock, tick.
Goku, probably.
Ooh, I got a buddy of mine who will have some words with you.
Just because I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. That's the only reason. That's literally the only reason.
All right, and the last one here. Last one here. A night out on the city or Netflix and chill?
Definitely Netflix and chill.
There we go.
I'm a homebody at heart.
There we go. Yeah. That leads me into another little question. So, what have you been watching lately?
Okay.
On Netflix or any streaming service now?
I have been watching Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Let's see. I rewatch the same shows like all the time, so I'm always watching Futurama, or like Malcolm in the Middle is like one of my all-time favorites. I just always watch over and over again. My Hero Academia, I'm finishing up finally. Ooh. I've started Demon Slayer, but I'm not that far into it. Yu Yu Hakusho is my all-time favorite, so again, always watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm like one of those people that just likes to put on a comfort show and do other stuff. So, because like then I don't need to fully focus my attention on something that I haven't seen. I can just sort of do my thing. Yeah. So it's hard for me to muster up the commitment to start a new show and be like, all right, I'm gonna focus on this. But yeah, I've been dabbling. I guess I just finished the first season of Berserk too, which is a really older one.
That's on my watch list.
Yeah, it's really sick. But yeah, that's about it, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned My Hero Academia because I'm like 8 episodes behind on this current season now. I'm like kicking myself in the teeth.
I'm like finishing it up, but then I get to close to the end and I'm like, I'll watch it later. And I'll be lucky if I get 1 episode a month in at this point.
Oh man. All right, so questions from chat. We got Taka. We got can Andy give us 3 words that could describe himself in terms of characteristics, feelings, mindsets? So describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Oh man. Cynical for sure. Passionate, I guess. And that's all encompassing. I was gonna say opinionated, but I think passionate is like it's in the net of that. And idealistic, maybe, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna go with idealistic. I set my goals big and my dreams high.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got Platycat.
That's the best I can do.
We got Platycat here, who also has what have been some of your best and worst interactions with fans, or just your most memorable fan interactions?
Oh man. Well, there's been a lot of, I don't know if it's like best or worst. I always like seeing people who are into like my other projects. Like I've been out with Monuments before and someone brought a Wander CD for me to sign, which I thought was just like really cool and personal because that band's like my baby. So I love that. I get a lot of really, really, really meaningful messages from people talking about how the lyrics are relatable for them and it's done something positive, or just the sound of music in general. It's really hard for me to pick one thing. I guess there was this one time when this kid kept insisting that he do a backflip for everybody at the merch table, and then he tried it and he like fucking ate shit.
Oh no.
I guess that's memorable. But yeah, they're mostly good, mostly really good fan interactions. I can't think of any that have been like so horrible that I don't want to even think about it. But
yeah, those are always like, I mean, I feel like those are few and far between because I like to think that generally people are pretty decent for the most part.
Yeah, sorry, that was not a great answer to your question. I always have trouble with that one for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's funny you bring up Wander too, because actually Wander was the first time I had ever heard of you.
Word.
I was just like, because I'm big on like just like going through Spotify because like back in the MySpace days, that's all I ever really did with my free time after school was go on MySpace. I went to like, Under Oath. I'm gonna start on Under Oath. I'm gonna look in their friends list, look at other bands, listen to them, look at the bands that follow them, listen to them, stuff like that. And so I kind of do the same thing with like Spotify these days. So I found Wander and I was like, this is amazing. And then like I heard like Hyperreal one day. I'm like, this sounds awesome. That sounds familiar. Hold on. And I did my research and obviously, so kind of went through
That's
there.
sick,
And then
man.
there's one song. It was Closer to Comfort. Yours one that you were featured on.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like vibing to it, and then all of a sudden your vocals came in, and I was like, wait, is
What's
this
he doing
Andy?
here?
I was like, yo, he's everywhere.
yeah. We were Macario was label mates with Dreamhouse, so the guest vocal connection was already there. So we just made it happen. That was fun.
Now, my lovely mod, Big 75 Husky 75, brings up something that is something of a point of contention within my friend group right now. So I want to know, and chat, you guys can answer as well if you have any firm beliefs in what we're about to talk about here. The McDonald's McRib, slaps or trash?
Oh man, I hate to tell you this, but I have never tried a McRib in my life.
Oh!
Never had it.
But are you willing to try it?
Yes, I am. Like, I mean, it's not like I've ever gone to McDonald's and been like, I want to get a McRib. It's not gonna be what I choose. But if someone was like, you have to try it, I guess I'm not opposed. Is it good?
Okay.
Like, is
so
it on
me
the
personally,
menu still?
I love the thing. I love it every time it comes back. That's
You love
exactly what I'm
McRibs.
getting. But we have a lot of people that just absolutely
I saw a video one time that was like this girl she was like appealing to a court or something about bringing the McRib back, and she was very passionate about it. She like wrote a song about the McRib. So there must be something to it.
Is that gonna be your next cover?
I guess so. If it's that good.
Well, we'll have to get you a McRib and hope that you like it, and then there's a lot of steps to
sponsor me with McRibs. Yeah, I hope I like it, but I hope I don't like it too much, and I'll get the hunger for it, and then I'll just be eating McRibs for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I think it's a great little treat that McDonald's brings around every now and then. But I have some friends out there that are like, no, this is trash. I would never go near it. I would never put that upon my worst enemy. I'm just like, what?
But have they had it? Have they tried it? Because like I can understand the concept of a McRib, like a McDonald's rib dish being bad.
Yeah.
But like you don't know till you try. It sounds gross. I'll give you that. Like it just sounds like it would be gross. But I've eaten gross shit. You know what I mean? I've like lived a life of Taco Bell. So
there you go.
Who am I to say like I wouldn't try a McRib?
There you go.
Come on.
Now, we're going to end this with our last question. Your top 3 bands or artists that you've been jamming to recently that you feel need more recognition.
Oh, man. Let me, like, open up my Spotify and see if there's anything. Cause
while he does that, chat, if you guys have any
of
other questions, go ahead and load them in chat right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Artists. Royal Coda is dope.
Okay.
You should check out Royal Coda.
Oh yeah.
That's Kurt Travis's newer project. Origami Button is another cool band.
Oh yes.
It's sort of math rocky. What else?
He's got some smooth vocals too.
He's got such a sick, like, I don't even know what to call it. Just really cool characterized voice.
Yeah.
I love the way that guy sings.
I don't remember what was the first
Adventurer. Check out Adventurer.
That's one I haven't
Makari's going on tour with in like a week or so. Adventurer and Coletta. Those are all like math rock sort of post-hardcore bands.
Mm-hmm.
A Place in Time. You said 3 and I'm giving you like 80. I'm sorry.
Hey, no, you go right ahead. I'm all for it.
All right. Adventurer, Origami Button, A Place in Time. Okay, 3 very underrated bands that you should check out.
Oh yeah, easily saved. Boom, done. I'm gonna be jamming out to
Hell
them.
yeah, thank you. Very
Let's
cool.
see here. What do we got? Do we have anything else right here? Oh, Husky asks, "Do you love me?"
Do I love him? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna venture to say that yes, I do. I love him. I like huskies. Okay, if it has
There
anything
we
to do
go.
with Siberian Husky, then I love you.
We also got another fan of A Place and Time here. Awesome. I'm
yeah.
gonna go ahead and say
Hey,
right now.
knows what's up.
Any other questions? Any other Husky? I was about to cry.
I don't love you.
Like, no. Who are you? No, Husky's good people though. He's good people. But all right, if we have no more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the little outro. There's a nice little session we had with our man Andy Cizek. So thank you again for joining me tonight. Thank you, Xndr, for having me.
Very sick, great interview, and thanks to all you guys that watched. And hope you have a great day or night, whatever it might be.
Yes, those of you on YouTube, go ahead and comment down below what time of day it is.
Yeah,
because I always open up with like, "Good evening, everyone." I'm like, well, I'm also gonna be putting this up on YouTube, and I have no idea what time of day it is when they're watching.
Yeah.
But
with military time.
Yeah. But those of you watching live, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and please stick around to the end. We might do a little post-show chatter while I close things up. But yeah, if you're watching the recording on YouTube and you've made it this far into the video, leave a comment down below with #JustJammin'. And if you enjoy this show and you want to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe to the Box Network, where this is going to be placed. Because my co-hosts, Jagger and Coop and Charles, they've got good shows as well. If you like anime, you're gonna watch Coop and Charles. If you like horror stuff, you're gonna watch Jagger. And if you like nerdy stuff, you're gonna watch tomorrow night on the Box Network when we cover What If, Marvel's What If series, as well as all the great news that has come up with comic book movie adaptations in the last 2 weeks, because I was not at last week's episode. We had to skip that one. I was a little under the weather. But yes, for more information on upcoming shows and topics, or if you just want to get nerdy with it with myself or any of my co-hosts, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or join the Discord. All the links will be in the description down below. And once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.